To the New England Journals of Press and the current and duly posted in the House chambers.
Thank you. Tonight's invocation, we have Pastor Bean Bill from the Mainland Baptist Church.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to tell you that we have a special conference at our church on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 o'clock. Whole community is invited. Courage and discouraged. As you know, in this day and age, trying to do the right thing. Sometimes you run into challenges in our lives. And the purpose of this meeting is going to be a real blessing. So all of us this morning, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we're thankful for another day that you have given to each of us to live upon your earth. We thank you as American citizens that red, white, and blue is flying, and the freedoms we have help us to never take them for granted. We ask you on behalf of our nation tonight, anyone that's aware of things knows we have some sincere problems, that you would guide our nation, and we ask you to be the President, Vice President, all those in federal offices, and we also pray for our state government, and for local governments, and for our school boards. For these are fellow citizens that have willingly stepped up to the plate to deal with many issues. There's no secret that there have been challenges in our community. I pray that you will give each one of them guidance, wisdom, and courage to do the right things and to be right in their own hearts, and persevere and to trust you for dealing with the difficult issues that sometimes come up. We know that everyone here sincerely wants to do the best job possible. We ask you to help them to do that, and that they might seek your face, be with each one of their homes, their personal lives, and any challenges that they have, help them to seek your guidance. Help us all to be guided by the scriptures and integrity and the fact that we will answer to you one day. We ask you to be also, with this particular meeting, be with our community tonight. Think of our first responders and how faithful they are, how they want to do a good job to protect them. We ask you to be with each home. There are many homes that there's troubles and problems and challenges, and may each one seek your face and realize that you're alive, you're there, and you're there for them. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Council committee reports. Any committees that want to report on anything they've been working on last council meeting? Hearing none? Now to 8A.
Increased deferred school tax amount for Great Lake Harbor Regional High School District.
Any questions or comments on that? I know this is a very tough budget year. I think that Manager, I think we should talk about this. And I know we have our CFO out there. We could, she's over here. Since this is, you know, a budget, the budget we're introducing and what it entails. Sure. I think that we should talk to the public about it.
I'll make it quick and to the point. This is not a great budget. This is not a good budget. This is a budget that is what I would term is a transitional budget for the fact that we're going into a situation where we're kind of handcuffed in our ability to do some personnel things. There were some obligations made in union contracts where we would not do any layoffs that last year and this year. That kind of cuts our ability to do any type of drastic cuts. I have to say that the unions have been cooperative in a lot of ways. They've taken the furloughs and they've worked with us in every way possible, at least since I've been here, to work through a lot of the process along with the department heads. We've got a situation with this cap, with the levy cap and with the appropriations cap, that we are limited in how much we could raise. 5 or 6 years ago, you would go in front of council, they would have raised it 4 or 5 cents, and we would have walked away and there would have been no problem. Today, with this 2% cap, we have a situation that we've got to come up with some mechanism in the short term to fill that gap, and the major part of that is obviously the deferred school tax, and this is happening all over the state with towns utilizing the deferred school tax. Actually, it's one of the mechanisms that even DCA kind of recommends in the short term to do something. This can be done this year. It cannot be done next year. If we do it next year, you're going to be in a situation you're going to be so deep in a hole. When year 3 of the situation, you'd be laying people off and you're cutting your workforce, your police department, down to the point of a very bad situation. We're looking to manage the situation over the next 10 months here. We're looking at all the cost cutting. We're looking at the potential retirements, and we've got to come up with a plan going into January 1 of next year, being able to balance the budget, which means that we're going to have to work with the unions across the board starting this summer to resolve the deficit that we've incurred. This is an issue that keeps getting worse year to year, and we're not going to be able to do it again. So let everybody know publicly, from a budget standpoint, this budget stinks. It's not a good one. I don't expect council to get there and support everything in it and do everything about it, but it's something we've got to do in the short term, but in the long term, especially next year, we've got to make sure we tighten our belts on a permanent basis. We can't have any quick fixes anymore. Furloughs have been exhausted to the point where that doesn't solve your problem. We've got to look at true long-term cost cutting to balance the budget, and that's the direction we're going to have to go. So I don't want to sit here and tell you that everything's rosy and we're all happy, because between the CFO and myself and working with the subcommittee, the community council, we all know that this isn't a real solid situation, and I think we have an opportunity by working on this very hard over the next 9 months to correct the problem. And I would expect you to expect me to correct the problem, which I mean, that's going to have to be done, and it will be done.
I appreciate that. I mean, when we get on the point of the township employees, the township employees of Galloway Township have given back over and over. The police department all the way through to Public Works, to the secretaries in the office, the tax collector, all the way to the person that cleans the building. And the employees have gone that extra step in Galloway Township. I want to thank them for that. This is tough. When we first went in this, I guess it was probably in 2006 going into 2007, you hear we're in a bad situation. It started tumbling really fast. It's like a snowball. It started little, and in 6 months, the whole country is in turmoil financially. But we're okay. 6 months, we'll be out of this. It went 8 months, and then a year, and that year came, and it was 2 years. 3 years. I mean, look how far back on the calendar 2006 and 2007 are. We're in 2012. And it seems like it's yesterday. And there's been a lot of families hurt, not just in Galloway Township, but Oneida County or the state. The state has cut back, the county has cut back, Galloway Township is giving a great service. They're doing a lot more with a lot less. And I want to thank the employees for that. This is a great place to work. The morale in Galloway Township has been up and down like a roller coaster in the last 2 years. And it makes me saddened just to hear it, on the street, or the phone calls, my phone rings. I mean, my number's out there, my phone rings every day. I do answer it, believe it or not. If I don't, I'll call you back. And it's the same thing. And we will balance the budget. It's not going to be an easy task. We can't rely on, hopefully next year the economy will be better. Hopefully next year the interest rates will be back up. Hopefully next year property values are good and we don't have tax appeals and so forth. So believe me, I feel it right with you. And I know everybody on council does too. And we need to have a long-term plan, not a year-to-year plan. I think it has to be a 3-4 year plan, budget-wise. And hopefully we can do this. You know, this deferred school tax is funny money. It's bogus. It's not fixing your problem. This is literally kicking the can down the street. And the state allows you to do it. It's I'm not saying I believe. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It shouldn't be like that. We have no other choice in this matter. You know, I got a call, or I'm sorry, a visit today by a resident of Galloway Township saying, you know, Don, I don't know how much more we can give up in Galloway Township. You know, the services are dwindling down to nothing. Our taxes keep going up, and we don't get anything more for it. And I said, you know, I feel it. Believe me when I tell you, my tax bill is your tax bill. When yours goes up, mine goes up. You know, I have kids in school, and every morning that they turn around and come in and I need lunch money, I feel it. I pull up to the gas pumps, the same gas pumps that you guys pull up to. I heard when you heard, I heard. So this is not something for us to sit up here and say, you know, we'll take care of it. You know, we're going to cut some employees, or we're going to cut this, or we're going to, you know, change our insurance. We've done everything possible. Even before I was sitting on this council, from 2006, this is not a budget you're fixing with paper clips, pencils, and paper supplies. This is hard numbers. Numbers that come up every year. Healthcare has gone through the ceiling. This is a problem that is across the world, and we're going to have to fix it, as the manager said. But it's going to take planning, and it's going to hurt. And I don't want to cut any more services for the Galloway Township taxpayer. There's a lot of taxpayers out there that are on unemployment, or their unemployment's run out and they don't have any money anymore, and they're not paying their mortgage. Their house is in foreclosure. It's bad. It's really bad out there. And I just want them people out there to know we're thinking of them also. We're thinking of seniors that are on fixed incomes and their pensions, and they were making, you know, $15 an hour when they retired 20 years ago, and their pensions aren't even enough to cover their bills, not alone their prescriptions or what have you they have coming in. So we hear it and we do feel it. We're going to have to do something with it. As I said, every year it seems like next year is going to be better. Let's just get through this year. Next year it's going to be better. You know, I'm listening to the news. They're saying that it's going to be better next year. That's happened for 4 or 5 years now. We can't plan that way. So Galloway Township still has to be here through the hard times. So we're going to come up with a plan. I'm going to open it up to council if anybody else wants to comment on this this particular budget issue that we have going on right now. We can introduce it.
I would like to see the Mr. Mayor, the first school tax, but you know, we didn't get into this problem overnight. We're not going to solve it overnight. But this is something we need to do. If we're going to make 8B work, we need to deal with 8A first.
I mean, I'll agree with Tony there. I mean, if I could possibly say no to the deferred tax, I would. I really don't see any other options. I've sat through meetings with Leon, you know, in advising us on finances, and you know, this year it's true, like this needs to be done for this year. For next year, I think we need to make some tough decisions to make sure that we're not kicking that can down the road any longer.
The can's off the cliff after this one. There's no more kicking. There is no choice. You know, the other options, as Brian just said, I mean, there's only one other option, and it's to cut staff. And public safety would suffer, because that's where, you know, our budget is municipal expenses, salaries, and operating costs. That's what's inside of this, and there's not many options. I mean, like Arch said, if next year comes around, we lose some people through attrition. The healthcare stabilizes somehow. We can make some money on it, you know, back in the market. Maybe we come out of this a little bit, but it's still going to be hard decisions to be made. And you know, there's no more kicking the can. It's done. So, like Brian said, you know, I've never wanted to vote for this state act, but we have no option. I mean, we're looking at people's lives right now, and you know, if the sun rises right next year, maybe we'll be a little better. But
I agree. You know, everybody uses the deferred tax. We used it once, and it's got to be last year. We used this. And we just can't do this again, but, I guess we have no option this year. It's, things aren't getting better, and we have to realize that, I guess, as much as we
Well, it's changed.
but just not.
We have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Bassford?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 8B.
Introduction of the 2012 municipal budget.
Guess it's a rubber stamp on what it was the first one. And let the public know too, we're introducing the budget as it is, not saying that the budget cannot change until the final is June? When's it? April 19th? Okay. So it might jumble around a little bit and change, but legally we're introducing it as it is. Nothing good to say about it.
Motion moving.
Second.
Yeah, well, Mayor, on this part, the introduction, I just want to let you know, I still disagree with using the sewer part. I feel as though the sewer people have been subsidizing the rest of the township over the years.
I agree with you.
And
Jim and I spoke about that.
using the school thing is the same thing, that this directly hits a certain group of residents versus the other group of residents. And I have a problem with that.
I agree with you, Jim. I think that, we have done $2.5 million worth of capital improvements in the sewer in the last year and a half. Also have turned around and put a future in, Kevin, with the DEP permits for the western end for the extensions of the White Horse Pike going up for future developments. We've started all that. That's all to do sewer related.
The sewer related stuff, I agree 100%.
Right.
And that's why I went along with the increase. My issue is where we're moving it to salaries and other parts that we're paying that should not be coming out of that.
Right.
And that's why I say we're subsidizing the people without sewer.
Well, you know what, Jim? When I got involved with the council and started watching how this operates with the sewer department, you're right. One part, I live down in Western End, I don't have the sewer, so I don't pay it. Then I go to my business, I do have it, and I do pay it. It breaks it up into so many departments that, part of council's salary is sucked into the budget. And it's no secret. But, part of our work that we do, from infrastructure meetings and what have you, it's the part of it is to do with part of the tax collections. The tax collector has to turn around and collect the bills. Do I think it's, probably off the rail from over the years? I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that.
Mr. Mayor, the funding percentages I don't have a problem with. I think that some are excessive.
Yeah, I agree with you.
One of the things that we're looking at, Mr. Morgan, and this has to be addressed in this whole budget process, like I said, this is a transitional budget. We've got to look at restructuring the budget so we become more in line without utilizing that into the salaries like it's being done. I agree 100%. It has to be restructured.
Oh, I agree. I mean, over the years, a few years ago when state aid got cut to New Jersey, there was a different governor and he was foolish for cutting state aid. Now we have a new governor that cuts and flat, and he's a fiscal conservative. He's doing a great job. So I mean, the game shifts all over the place. Where the money comes from, but regardless, with the 2%, the state is forcing us to do road services, merge police departments, or do something. There's no way with 2% that you can continue with what you have.
No. And another thing, Jim, is also on the budget issue with the sewer and what have you. One of the big responsibilities that I told the manager to work on, and also with the CFO, and she had brought it up also, forget the budget that's this high. There's no reason for that. The budget should be this high. The public should be able to look through this budget and understand it. There's so much wasted space in these pages that this programming puts out there that the average person can't understand this budget. And it's baloney. It's their money. They should be able to turn around, a normal person, and look through the budget and find everything that they need to do. Not 1,000 pages. When you look at a copy of our budget, it's this big. It doesn't need to be that big. And the CFO totally agrees with me, and she says there's no reason
yourself, I've never seen a budget done like that. You're basically using a program budget for a line item type system. It creates such a substantial, I mean, if you were doing programs, yes, that would be great. And the way that the state budget process is, you have costs that are outside, the salaries are in one place, the departments are in one place, healthcare costs are in another place along with, let's making sure that people understand how it's done. And if we're going to work, and I understand we're going to work probably with a citizens group, we go through this. One of the things I would like to do with the citizens group is just let them understand how the budget process in the state of New Jersey works first, and then have them look at it and explain it in detail and in a reasonable explanation.
Because I've heard people that go, I look online, I do this, you get lost in it. You get lost in it, and the average person is paying the taxes and paying the bills, can't understand it. They can run their own life from their own checkbook and all. Once you get the way that the structure is, you should be able to look at the budget. If it's 200 pages, I'm okay with that. 1,000 pages, the average person can't understand it.
If you get a chance, take a look at that Hamilton Township's website. They have the budget broken down, not by dollars, but
We might have where
before I retire. But it's broken down into different areas, and it's pretty informative.
Well, I think that would help too with the public. Some people not having to open it, they can go on their professional status or what have you to look at something. They can go on the website and actually print it out or find it on their own. 24 hours a day. And just put on there for the people who are on there, the less we're going to have.
Just to reassure the public a little bit, both of these issues that you brought up, Jim, and that you brought up, Dawn, were discussed at the last budget hearing or budget meeting that I was in. We discussed, let's, not shuffle these monies around and, play a shell game with the budget, and let's not have reams of paper to describe what should really be simple enough for everybody to understand so that we can get valuable input from the community. So I think these are part of the decisions, part of the tough decisions that we need to make moving forward to make sure that we get our fiscal house in order.
No, I agree with you, because a lot of the problems were not caused by the people here. Back when the days were good, the money was being spent, and the bottom line wasn't raised. And then when the bottom fell out, that number was below, and we couldn't just keep up.
You can't raise it then.
Right. So, I mean, it was a double whammy for us. Not only the perfect storm, but the perfect numbers against us as far as budgets.
Yeah.
Do I have any other comments on 8B?
I get a motion, second.
We have a motion, please.
Make a motion, I think, Jim, did you second it? Or Tom seconded it?
Yeah. Roll call.
Master,
Yes.
Coppola,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Tyrell,
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 8C.
Self-examination of the 2012 municipal budget.
We've done that, huh?
Yeah.
That might have been rolled into one.
Make a motion on 8C.
Second. Roll call.
Master,
Yes.
Coppola,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Tyrell,
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 10A.
Amending ordinance 1293-97, establishing fees for used compost material.
Anybody want to talk about this?
This definitely needs to be clarified, because there's some misunderstanding here.
Yeah, briefly, what this basically does is establish fees, or actually readjust the fees for when people are coming to the facilities to get free mulch. There's no charge here for us picking up leaves or servicing the residents. Basically what this does is it covers our costs when somebody pulls up with a truck and we load a truck. A pickup truck will be $10. A large dump truck, a dual wheel, will be $25 per load, and $50 for tandem and triaxles. We've done this in the past, apparently. I think this is just covering our costs, our overhead to services, but there is no fee for us to get leaves from
The
residents.
restaurants will go there with a pitchfork and all of them.
Right, there's no charge and fee associated with any resident that wants to go to the compost facility and grab mulch, or if there's any compost or whatever is there. The fee is accumulated when a commercial truck, landscaper, a person wants to go get big bulks of it. Obviously, you're not going to load it with a pitchfork or a shovel. That vehicle or a piece of equipment, trailer, will be loaded with a piece of heavy equipment by a township employee. The reason why we're doing that is it opens it up to the public to bring a commercial vehicle in there to get it full, because there's an overabundance of it. The DEP regulates how much you can store of this particular material, and we're getting to that point. So a landscaper, or excuse me, somebody that does it for professional services, will be able to bring a piece of their equipment there to get it filled up, and it's a way for us to get rid of it, and it's a way for them to profit from it. On the private sector, right, exactly. The private sector, the private sector, if you want to go there with your pickup truck and you want to sit there for, half hour loaded, you're more than welcome to. Neighboring communities do the same similar thing, and I think that the neighbor themselves will not notice the difference. If somebody wants to come commercially to be able to get that.
Yeah. Now, neighbors, residents have been asking to, have their trucks loaded, and because of insurance reasons and others, it was, stopped. So this will at least give us a mechanism to get the residents the truck loads as they need them, and and we'll also get rid of some of the mulch that we need to get rid of.
Yeah. Is there anybody from the public that has anything on 10A?
Motion move 10A.
Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 10B.
Amending ordinance 1266-96, establishing fees for wood chip material.
Same, similar is what they have going on, just a different type of material.
That's correct.
Questions or comments from anybody on council? Questions or comments from anybody from the public that has a question on 10B?
10B.
Second.
Hold a second. Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 11A.
Release maintenance guarantee to Delilah Oak Construction Company.
Questions or comments?
Move on, A.
Second.
Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 11B.
Release performance guarantee upon posting maintenance guarantee, Buck Institute.
Questions or comments?
11B.
Second.
Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 11C.
Award bid for Great Creek Road reconstruction phase 1 project.
Questions or comments?
I have a question. The scope and what's the point A and point B of phase 1?
Phase 1 is going to run from Shays at Route 9 down to around the bend, just about the bend. We'll go past that wetland area. That whole area is going to get filled in. All of those irregularities in the road, the side slopes, the potholes, and all that stuff, that's all going to get repaired. The drainage along the edge will be improved. So it goes down just about to the bend in the road.
How many phases to get this all the way done?
Depending on the grants that are issued, that could be done in 3 phases to Pitney Road.
Okay.
But it just depends upon the amount of grants that can be obtained and when those are available.
Questions or comments?
11C.
Second.
Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Yes. 11D.
Release maintenance guarantee to Atlantic Air.
Questions or comments?
Move it.
Roll call.
Baster?
Yes.
Coppola?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Kleiner?
Yes.
Tyrell?
Yes.
Kirby?
Abstain. 11E.
Amend Resolution 14-2012, award contract to Mark and Lennox Risk Management.
Questions or comments?
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Astor.
Yes.
Coppola.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Tyrell.
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 11F.
Release performance guarantee and wage maintenance guarantee, M&D Associates.
Questions or comments?
Kevin, I remember there was an issue with this one, I think. Is everything from last year, was everything cleared up with this?
Yes, the improvements were installed, everything was done, we're okay with the release of this thing. The reason why the waiver is being requested is because the improvements have been installed for in excess of the 2-year period that a maintenance guarantee would be required anyway. So those improvements have been completed for a while, so there's really no reason to impose that upon the applicant.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Astor.
Yes.
Coppola.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Tyrell.
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 11G.
Release maintenance guarantee to All Star Builders, Inc.
Questions or comments?
Move.
Who moved that?
Yes. Carter.
Second.
Roll call, I'm sorry.
Astor.
Yes.
Coppola.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Tyrell.
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 11H.
Authorize performance guarantee reduction in maintenance.
What facility is this on?
Yes, it goes,
Don't we have a problem on another property that was never paved?
Actually, there is an office complex on Jimmy Lee's Road. There is actually still a performance guarantee outstanding on that. The base course was put down, it's right across the street from.
Yeah, I remember we didn't have enough bonding, we don't have enough, when it was done compared to now, there's not enough to do it. There's no way you can hold one up to do the other?
Two separate.
Can't apply one towards the other. This one was a little weird because it had 3 different performance guarantees. They were subject to different financing, so the applicant wanted to be a three takes. But we were able to hold all of those as one because they're all for the same project. It wouldn't be released from any of them until all of them.
How has that been with the neighbors and the neighboring community? I know that was a very controversial site.
Yes, this is the short answer, Mr. Mayor. There were some questions about drainage from one site to the other. There was an issue between the neighbors with respect to connecting the properties for a dual access or, cross easement between the properties. That hasn't happened. So, that stuff hasn't been able to work out. And as you know, there's a parking issue with the residents.
How about the buffer issues between the residency with fencing, lighting, trees, and that nature?
So far, our experience is that hasn't been adequate.
Okay.
So with this performance guarantee reduction, those things could still be handled?
Anything and everything remains on the table. Even though there's a reduction, there's a formula for how that reduction should take place based on the improvements that are in. But all of those improvements, even though they've been released, are all still fair game if there's a problem before that performance guarantee's been released.
Okay, thanks.
Roll call?
Astor.
Yes.
Coppola.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Tyrell.
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 11I.
Release performance guarantee upon posted maintenance guarantee, Garden Cafe.
Move.
Second.
Roll call?
Astor.
Yes.
Coppola.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Tyrell.
Yes.
Kirby.
Yes. 11J.
release maintenance guarantee to Parkview Professional Plaza.
I'd like to table this until the next meeting. I had some questions I couldn't get answers on before the meeting. If I could put a motion to table it.
Got a motion?
Second.
Michael, you got this roll call on that? Roll call. Well, a little tie over there.
Who made the motion?
Whoever you...
Whichever one. Whoever's bigger.